Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I am working on an altered book, so I went through, I used Crafty Irina's method of she'll open the book, turn 3 pages to begin with, and then she tears out 8, turns 2 pages, tears out 8, turns 2 pages, tears out 8, you get the idea. And then, you know, you have your spots where it's torn out. I accidentally tore out too many. I was doing other things and I actually accidentally tore out like 16 in one spot. So yeah, don't do that. And I also decided if I was doing it again, I would probably do tear out 6 and turn 2. If it's like a 324 page book, roughly around there. Just because, you know, I kind of feel like I could have had a few more pages. I did it exactly the way she did it, except for my little boo-boo, because I have done another altered book and I left too many pages in, and so it was way too thick and it like fell off the binding, and I've showed it before in old videos. But anyways, so that's what I did. And then this book is a dollar store book, so it had a lot of profane language in it, and I just didn't want to see, you know, obviously any of that. So I have completely glued together and covered the pages. So this is the first page, and then these 2 pages that I flipped, I glued them together and I put paper on either side. And I did it kind of different for everyone because I wanted this one to be pretty like, you know, rustic and grungy and stuff like that. So not all the pages are, you know, exactly the same like this one. I just did a section of a coffee dyed paper, and this one has whole sheets of coffee dyed paper, and then, you know, this one has a section. So, and I tore most of them. I didn't cut them perfectly, so they're not perfectly straight, and there's little like jagged parts, but you know, that's kind of what I was going for. This is one of those images. This one's not in my kit, my new kit, which is on my Etsy shop, and let me show it to you real quick. You're gonna get 3 lace pages like this to collage with, or do whatever backgrounds, whatever you want with those. You're going to get 1 page of the like floral characters, whatever. And these were drawn in 1847 is where those images came from. And then you'll get a library card and the back portion of the library card, because when you cut this out and fold it up, you'll need to glue that on there to cover the white. So that will cover up the white that's on the back of this. Unless you do it like on coffee dyed paper or whatever, and then you can probably just cut it out and fold it up and it'll be fine. There's a library card, a tag, you'll get the envelope, the lady, the flower, and then these are collage pages that I've already done, and they're meant to be like folded, you know, like this in a journal. So you'll have images on both sides, but of course you can use these to make your own collages or cut stuff out or whatever you feel like doing, but that's just how they're like, you know, the format. And there's another one with the ladies and a rose, all collaged by hand. These aren't done on the computer, they're all done by hand first, and this is like embroidery that I've copied, and there's like doily. So you'll get 4 of those. So that's what you'll get in this kit. And then I'm probably going to do an add-on kit, because I did have some pages with the mushrooms, but this one was already getting kind of big. So I think I'm going to do another add-on kit with like more of the collage pages and some mushrooms. So that'll probably be an add-on. And then I also made these little cluster things that we can add into this book. Like Rachel was doing these the other day, and so I went immediately to my sewing machine and started doing them, because she like, it gave me the fever, you know. I wanted, oh, this one goes this way. It's like a pocket going that way. And they're just all kinds of stuff put together, and it's Rachel at Roxy Creations, if that's upside down. And so there's some fabric and paper and, you know, like the cutout flowers, and then she just sewed all over it. And so I did the same thing, because it just looked like fun, and it was like, ooh, I gotta go make some of those. So anyway, I did make some to go in this book. This is one of the flowers that Allie gave me, and some of the fabric she gave me. And then, and Allie's Cockney Crafter. Thank you, Allie. And then, you know, mushrooms and fabric and whatever. They're just little like clusters that you sew together, and you can add them anywhere. And I haven't finished this book yet, so I just wanted you to see there's like I glued 2 pages together, and actually this is 1 page, and the 1 page folded, and then you know, to make a pocket. So these are just 2 of the book pages, and then I covered it with coffee dyed paper, just all different kinds. And then this is a pocket, so I used some of the paper from my kit. So it opens at the top. It's the whole length of this. I just glued around these 2 edges of the book pages and then covered them. And then this is that envelope, or faux envelope, that we did the other day, and so that goes right in there. And this is 2 pages folded in half, you know, and then I just punched them with a circle punch just partially, and glued it to another 2 pages. And this one, I don't know why I did it this way. I should have just done 1 book page, folded, glued to another book page. For some reason I doubled it, so it's kind of thick. So, you know, these are all live and learn things. I haven't made a lot of these altered books, so I kind of did that one a long time ago, and then I was like, I just kind of lost interest because it didn't work out. You can see how crooked I did that. Oops, yeah. And then some ledger. So I basically just went through and covered everything because, like I said, there was a lot of bad words in this book, and there's some that I still have to cover. And this one is a pocket, so I didn't cover that. This one opens on the side, so I'll put paper on either side of that, but I wanted to put the decorative paper. So you can see, and it doesn't have a ton of pages. It's about 18 pages roughly, but then I did, you know, some things like that, so there's a little extra, and then I will be adding more, you know, envelopes with paper in them and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I thought we could work on this a little bit. This is a good method for doing this, but like I said, I think if I had a book that's about 324 pages, I would probably rip out 6, leave 2, rip out 6, leave 2. And the reason you're wanting to leave 2 is because in between these areas is where the ripped edges are. And you don't want to pull all that out. You can like pull up at the top and pull at the bottom, but if you pull out all of the roughly, you know, edges that are down in here, you kind of, the integrity of the book gets lost and it may fall apart. And I think that's partially what happened on my first one that I did. So that's what's in between the 2 pages that you keep, you know. So you just want to make sure that you keep pages to cover up those, so when you're flipping it, you know, you're not seeing all the junk that's down inside. Anyway, now that I think I have that spiel over, and if you have questions, please ask. And also, like I said, Crafty Irene, and I will link her video below. She's the one that originally did this, and Gail Agustinelli also just did this not too long ago. So I thought I would use some of my pages. I already used that one for that other one. I think I want to use this one to cover up the words there. And I'm just going to do tearing again because, like I said, I don't want this to be all like perfectly cut edges. I want a little bit more of that distressed edge. And these are white paper, so I may end up doing a little bit of distressing at the same time. So if you're working on a project, you could go ahead and get that out and work on that. These are just kind of fun little things to do. So, and so this kit has 12 pages in it, and that's kind of why I stopped, because I had more, but it was kind of getting, you know, that's kind of a big kit, and I didn't want to have to charge a whole bunch for it, so I kept it at 12 pages. And then, like I said, I'll probably do an add-on because I have found a bunch of cool mushrooms and things that I think I want to, you know, add to it. So I think I'll have enough for a smaller add-on kit to go with it. And then there are a few more of the like flower people and stuff like that that I think I'll add to it as well. And if there's anything that you guys would like to see with it, just let me know and I'd be happy to add those things as well. Sorry if you see any bad words on here. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting them gone, but you know, it's a process. So, and I'm just gonna kind of measure this and tear it. I'm not doing anything difficult, just real easy. And I don't care if they're the same size as these ones because I'm going to be decorating and adding things and doing whatever, so it's not a big worry for me. I just wanted to do the pockets a little different than the regular pages, you know, just to give them some interest, and then it helps also whoever gets this will know which ones are, you know, pockets and which ones aren't. So I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It poured rain here pretty much the entire weekend. Saturday wasn't too bad, but I did do the Stampin' Up! Video, and it was okay earlier in the day, but then it started raining that night, and it just has not stopped. And I'm done. I can't with rain. After a while, I mean, it's fine for a while. Like, I like rain as far as I like the water. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a paintbrush. I like having the water because obviously in the West we're always in a drought of some kind. And so it's nice to have rain. It's just when it does it day and night and day and night, that starts to get to me. I don't know how people live in super wet places, because I can't do it. It's kind of like wind, you know. It's like we need it to blow out the pollution and whatever. It's a good thing, but in small doses, please. I guess I'm just super picky about weather, because I don't like it when it's super cold. I don't like it when it's super hot. You know, I expect this perfection, and it doesn't exist. But I like thunderstorms, like in the summer, but I think it's because they're usually fairly quick. Like, they come in quick and they go out quick, and I kind of like that deal. Or maybe it's because I grew up in Nevada, and it doesn't do a whole lot of raining there. I mean, it'll rain, but then the next thing you know, the sun's shining and the sky's blue. So it's just different here. That's all. That's all what you're used to, I guess. Got a little bit of the ink down there, but I don't really think that matters. I just like the way those look on those pockets, and I will punch at the top too. The biggest thing is trying to keep this smoothed out, and you saw at the beginning there's like a couple pages, and partially it's this paper was already kind of wrinkly because it's coffee dyed and I didn't iron it, and so it's a little wrinkly, but I think it'll be fine once it's all down. And I'm just going to put this one on the other side, and this is what I like about these. They're already, you know, basically done. You don't have to do a whole lot. You could add a few things if you wanted to, but I think they're nice because they're already done. And I love those drawings. Those are amazing when you think about the age of those. It's pretty cool, I think. Just putting a little here and there. So yeah, this is my real hard method, you know, just some glue. And then I use the paintbrush just to smooth it out and get it everywhere. And Crafty Irene uses the Elmer's, and so I just did it the way she did it because I was trying to like really truly copy, because the first one I did was such a mess. So I just wanted to make sure like I did it exactly the way she was doing it, so that I was hoping I would get a better result. And I think it did turn out better. It's all a live and learn with this stuff, I'll tell you. And you just gotta try it, and you just gotta think, like, I got this book at the dollar store, so if it doesn't come out perfect, it's, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I'll use it for something if I don't end up selling it, so I just want to play with it and try it. That's really all you can do in doing these things. All right, and I just want something here. So let's see. Maybe I'll use this lady and just do a smaller portion of it. Maybe I'll hand tear it so that it's not so perfectly torn. Oops. So yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend. It's crazy here. We're just wrapping up the school year, as I've said lots of times, and we've just been crazy busy. So hopefully this week will be a little bit calmer than the last one was. I think I feel the stress from my kids, and I can't help that. Like, it kind of stresses me out. And that's silly, I know, and I don't know why they're so stressed out. It's mostly my daughter. She's like I am. She's just kind of a mess with stress, even when she doesn't need to be. It's the lovely thing I passed on to her. Yeah, I did Stampin' Up! Video this weekend. If you get Paper Pumpkin, I did a little mini album. And I also had, and I can't remember who it is now, so I apologize. I can see the picture of you. I just cannot, I'm horrible with names. And I really try to remember people's names, but I'm not great with it. And I'm also not great with social media. So like if you guys ever put anything on Instagram or whatever, and if I don't comment, it's not like personal. I just am not great with social media, and that's why I'm not on Facebook. You know, really Instagram and this are the only social media type things that I do. I just get doing other things if I have the time, and I don't spend much time doing that. So I apologize if I don't, you know, comment much or whatever. But I do see a lot of people's work, and it's awesome. I just am not really great about that, so I apologize for that. But I'm kind of older, you know, and I just we didn't have that when I was a kid, and I really am struggling to get into the whole thing. I'm trying, I'm doing my best. I mean, compared to where I was a year ago, as far as all this stuff goes, I've gotten much better, so. But don't ever take it personally, because it isn't personal at all. I'm just horrible at that, keeping up on all that. I mean, I barely remember to read my emails, so. And sometimes those are important stuff, but. Okay, I just wanted a few of those. I really like the way this one came out. She really looks like you could just pull her off of there because of the dimension. I just think it's kind of fun. All right, oh, and that one I wanted to poke the hole in. Where is that? Oh, this one, duh. Or punch the oval half circle. So this one opens here, so I need to, I don't understand why these books from the dollar store have so much profanity in them. I don't get that. Like, why is that? I mean, I know it can be in any books anywhere, but it seems like a lot of them at the dollar store are like that. I don't understand that. I mean, just because they're $1, does that mean they have to be, like, raunchy or something? I don't know. It's weird, I think. So yeah, I really tried to cover up everything. And I'll keep working on like coming back and doing different things to like I want to make some big journaling tags to go in here, because like I said, I don't have, you know, this doesn't have a ton of pages, so that way there'll be a little bit more journaling space. And this one's just pages. This is another pocket, but this one opens at the top. So we'll cover this with some of the paper as well. Let's see what I got here. Some of these I didn't put the ladies on. They're just the, before I put the ladies on. Maybe I'll use this one. Or there is one male one as well. These were called Les Fleurs Anime, and that's French, I guess. I'm not, no connoisseur. But, so the animated flowers, or the personified flowers, you know, making flowers human kind of thing. I just thought the images were super cool. And I can't remember the name of the artist, so I apologize for that. I should have done that before I came on, but they're amazing. I think I found them, I originally found them on Pinterest, but then I went looking, you know, and I think it was the Biodiversity Heritage Library is where I finally got the plates. I think. I'm not really sure. I can't remember because I looked lots of different places. But they're just super cool. And she looks like a fairy. She's like the pansy one, or the Johnny Jump Ups, or whatever you want to call those. Violetta. And then the Rose Queen, or whatever, she's on the other side. She's pretty. Just very imaginative and very well drawn, I think. I used to draw fairies and all kinds of stuff when I was in high school. And I probably should get some of those images out and see if I could use any of those. It's been a while since I've drawn like that, though. It's weird, if you quit doing that, you lose it. So my advice to people who draw would be, don't stop. Like, keep practicing and keep doing it. Because I used to paint murals on walls as well, and that was a lot of fun. Very difficult sometimes, but it definitely goes to that painting of images. You just really got to keep up on that stuff to keep it, you know, doing well. You'd think once you can do it, you'd always be able to do it, but it's really not the case. Gotta practice all the time. All right, we'll do the rose lady. And so there's like lace that I put on that collage sheet, and there's some German. I have no idea what it says. I wish I spoke other languages, but I don't. I tried to learn Spanish, and I took 4 semesters of it in college. And I don't think I am a language learner. Like, I don't think that's my thing. I mean, I passed, but barely. So it just does not come easily to me. Sorry, I've gotten quiet. I just I do that. And these are old tapestries. I think I got those from the Victoria and Albert Museum. Very beautiful. Most everything that I'm using is from the 1800s, maybe not, you know, 1847, but right around there. And this is called Antique Posy, and like I said, it's on my Etsy, so if you're interested in it. And I am going to work on a add-on kit for it as well. Kind of found the mushroom images a little bit later, so it was sort of an afterthought, and I really wanted to get it done this weekend while my son's around, because he's the one that does the Photoshop portion and stuff. So, and like I said, I didn't want to make it so big that it was kind of silly. At least this way you can choose, you know, which one you want or whatever. I think I've got them all covered now. But there might be one more half page, I think. Yeah, this one. I'll use this one for that. Let's use this side. Shove that out of the way. Yeah, I'll tear that other side. And this can be written on as well. It's light enough, and then, you know, there's some blank sort of images. I just want the rougher edge instead of that, because when you put it on here it looks a little bit cooler if it's rougher than not. I do really like these plastic tear rulers. I know some people are saying they like the metal ones better, which obviously that's totally fine. I just kind of like these better than the metal one that I have because I can see through it, so I can see how much of the edge I'm tearing off. So, but you know, of course everybody's got their, but that's just something to think about if you're looking at them and you're not sure which ones you want. You might want to think about that part, because it does make a difference. It doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, but I really like being able to see that edge that I'm tearing off, because sometimes you're not sure, and you can use your grid, so it's not like you can't make it straight. It's just I'm kind of lazy, as I've told you guys. I go for the faster version instead of the long measuring version. If it's too much work, it becomes not fun anymore, is what the deal is, I think. I think that's why I can't sew, or am not interested in learning to sew, because I've tried it and I just cannot. All the ironing and all the pattern cutting and no. That makes me lose interest real quick. I guess if I got good enough to where I could make some things without patterns maybe, but that's not likely to happen anytime soon. So see, I think you can still write on enough of this, and if you used a dark enough pen, you probably even could write over that. But you could also add some other things, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try some of these in some spots, see how we like them. Kind of want them in plain spots, and I didn't make this pocket very big, like it's not big enough to go across the whole page, but it can definitely go on this and work as a pocket. So that's what I think I'm going to do with that one. And then I can add some other things to it, or even ephemera or whatever, if I can get my glue. I know, put it upside down. Everybody tells me. I just don't listen very well. I'm not a very good listener. And I had another wonderful subby say that I should use art glitter glue. I just love my tacky glue, and yeah. But I should try that. And when I run out of my tacky glue, I may get some art glitter glue. I'm just horrible. I am one of those people that gets in a rut, and I just like to use what I like to use. But you guys are all awesome, always trying to make good suggestions. I obviously had ink on my finger and didn't realize it. Now I got it on there. Alright, let's see. I had a lot of fun making these. They were super fun. Kind of like this bird. Maybe put him up higher, and it could be like a tuck this way kind of thing. So I'm going to do this top edge and down the side. And then that way, can you guys see okay? That way it will be a tuck that way. And this paper is an old, like, medieval, I don't even remember what that pad of paper was called, but I don't even think you can get it anymore. But it had, like, Once Upon a Time or something it was called, so if any of you have that. But that background paper back there, and then this is Tim Holtz paper, and these are just the Heritage Biodiversity, or Biodiversity Heritage Library is where I found the bird. And then we have this, and then let's see, I like this long one, I want to use it somewhere. I don't want to put everything at one end, you know, and nowhere else. That would look kind of cool to pull this out. Give it a little more weight. Do I like that? Make it a little tuck. Yeah, I think I like that idea. I'm going to do 3 sides. So these things are good, like Gail does that, she makes them ahead of time, Gail Augustinelli and Rachel both at Roxy Creations. They make up a bunch of this stuff to when they're making journals so that they can, you know, add it in easily instead of trying to, which I do a lot. I make stuff as I go in a journal, and sometimes that makes the journal take like twice as long, I think. So I think this is just a good way, or it feels like it takes twice as long. You're making this stuff regardless, so I guess it doesn't really matter when you make it, but I just feel like that's kind of a good idea. So see, that'll work. I can tuck a little something in there if I want to, or it will help to like flip this page open. This is what I need. So yeah, I like that. Let's see. That has that on that other page, so let's go for more of the plain areas. This one kind of feels like it needs to hang off because it's got this fabric fluff on it. So maybe I'll put that one down there as a tuck spot. Oops, not that glue. I like the tack glue, it holds a little bit better. You can see my little patch job here because I don't know what I was thinking. I had my sewing machine on the stitches really close together, so it almost makes like perforated, so the pieces like just fall apart. So I just put this piece of deli paper, because I put glue over the stitches to make whatever I want slide in and out a little bit easier, because it kind of got pretty rough and I didn't want the paper that I slide in and out to get caught. Plus it's going to help hold those stitches a little better. That was just a dumb move on my part. This is the first one I made, and I was just excited. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go make some of those. And I kind of messed up by doing that. See, little tuck spot. Adds a little interest, so it's not, you know, just boring. And then this last one is kind of a little one. You could even turn them into like paper clips if you wanted to. Like, in fact, why don't I just do that? Let me grab a paper clip. Oops, that's a tag. Looking for scrap stuff here. I guess they're all tags. Oh no, that one's not. So you just need a scrap if you haven't done this before. I'm sure most everybody has, but let's see. I want to go that way, so I want it like this. This way you can move it around to wherever you want it in the book. So I just cover up the small side, and you essentially just want to make a little area for you know, the paper clip to hold on to and glue onto the, oops, I want this side. I mean, this isn't a big deal. You could even use printed paper or whatever. You're not going to see it, but I just do that because whoever gets it will be able to see it when they take it off. So it's going to go that way. Just make sure, after my ordeal the other day where I glued the pockets on upside down, I'm trying to check things a little more closely. When you're dingy, you know. Hashtag when you're dingy. That's me, for sure. So I want to make sure that I have this. I might need to move it a little closer to the edge this way, because you don't want a bunch of it hanging off the edge of the paper. And you could decorate the other side of the paper clip as well. That way you won't just have a paper clip, but see, now I can go like that. Plus it gives me a little bit of that rough edge, which is fun, I think. Especially because I'm going to do this kind of grungy, so when it's closed, if you had, you know, more stuff like that, it would look cool. So there is that stuff, and I think that's probably all I'll do today. And then I'll come back and do some more. So I hope you guys are like this. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to make the pocket. That one's not a pocket, but this one is at the top. So let's do a punch at the top, so I don't forget it's a pocket, because I do stuff like that. Let's do right about there, I think. Go down just a little more. There we go. Look at all of it, and like I said, we'll make some, you know, some big cards to go in there. That'll be fun. Do some whole collaged ones or something. Okay, so we have that, and that lady, that mushroom, our little paper clip, and another pocket. And I think that's good. That one, that pocket. Put a little something in there. All right. So I hope you guys have an awesome evening, and I hope you're not getting totally rained on like we are. Hopefully you've got some sunshine. Go enjoy it and have a great day. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.